Hey guys, so you already got it. This is a banger. This is an apocalypse slash what if. Now Deku, basically I already made a what if on what if Deku was in the zombie apocalypse a couple months back or a couple weeks ago. Basically this you already read the title. This is what if Deku was in Sweet Home or My Hero Academia universe took place in Sweet Home. So now in this universe, Deku basically is quirkless, but in this universe, only people with quirks are infected or can be infected. So if Deku gets bit by a quirk person with the virus, he can't get the virus. So Deku also has a sort of regeneration ability. Since Deku is immune, and if a quirkless person bites Deku, Deku gets a semi quirk. He's able to regenerate. But at this point in the what if, Deku isn't bit yet, so he doesn't get his regeneration. So you start our story when Deku is in his room, basically on his phone, scrolling through Snapchat, looking at pro heroes and all that kind of stuff. So we switch into a a Canadian a Canada um a Canada hospital, and a child was born with a quirk, apocalyptic quirk that starts it all. So this quirk basically is called Monster. I'm just gonna call it Monster because no doctor ever classified it. This quirk can basically give anybody with a quirk a virus that can turn them into a flesh-eating monster that only likes to eat and can only be, you know, um, quenched his thirst for blood. Pretty much just making a zombie slash zombie thing. So the baby automatically gives the virus to his father and mom and all the nurses and pretty much everybody in the hospital. The baby dies because the baby doesn't turn into a monster. The mother eats the baby. It's just crazy. It's just disgusting. So pretty much they run off and uh, the virus starts spreading. So at this point, 8 hours later, half of the world is cured. Half of the world has the virus. Now, the virus can be transmitted about 50 miles from the person that has the virus. So the virus is spread incredibly fast. I mean, like superhuman fast. Now, certain people with certain quirks can't get infected, but it's very rare with somebody with a quirk to not be able to get infected. Now, in this universe, let's just say everybody in the world has been killed. Every quirkless person in the world has already been killed. So technically, Deku doesn't know yet, but he's the only quirkless person in the world right now. So yeah. So Deku, basically, quirkless people are the cure to the virus. So Deku's blood is the cure to the virus, or Deku's blood and spit is the cure to the virus. Nothing else from his DNA can be used as a cure. Um, Deku also can't if a zombie or a monster eats Deku, the monster just dies, dies. But in this universe, monsters can't be killed. They can only be stunned or taken down. So if you decapitated them, they just gonna get back up. The only way to really kill them or to momentize them is to disintegrate them or burn them alive, or at least cut them up in little tiny pieces that they can't get back together and regenerate. So Deku, basically, you know, is still in his room, and pretty much the virus spreads in Japan. So pretty much Japan starts getting hit with it hard. I mean hard. Like COVID, I mean. Just kidding, guys. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, guys, if one of your family members got COVID. Alright. Yeah. COVID's not a joke. Sorry. So pretty much Deku, gets ready, in his room, getting dressed to, go on his morning jog. So Deku's jogging. Now in this universe, Deku is a fit person. He's not skinny. He does work on his physical body because he just wants to be able to fight just a little bit to keep his, to have, a decent fight with somebody with a quirk. So Deku's doing his daily jog, and he sees that it's like 50 people in the woods looking at him like he a delicious snack. Deku is just, a little bit creeped out, and millions of people, 50 of those people, just start booking it straight for Deku. Deku is, completely flabbergasted and just starts sprinting his butt off, just running as fast as possible. I mean, like breaking the speed of force. I mean, like running like freaking what is his name again? Usain Bolt, just sprinting. Deku is on pure adrenaline right now. Deku ain't stopping. I mean, like he's jumping trash cans, cars, benches. He's even jumping freaking ponds. Deku be swimming over ponds because he has nowhere else to run. Deku's running crazy. Deku sees his complex about to sees his complex and sees a man's opening the door to his complex. Deku immediately runs out of there, passes the person in the complex that opened the door, and pretty much sprints off. The man accidentally closes the door in front of him and is about to turn in the password again to open the door, but he gets you know ambushed by the people that were chasing down Deku, and he get automatically bodied, just killed. So Deku in his room, being a civilized person, starts freaking out. So Deku starts making weapons left and right, taking out his dad's old antique katana, pretty much just sharpening it and getting ready to slice and dice some people up. Deku's mom says, "What's going on?" Now, listeners, Deku's mom is still sad for Deku being quirkless, but since Deku, tells his mom not to be sad and doesn't do that whole entire crying thing when he said, "I can be a hero too," his mom, doesn't get as sad as much and does, she is a little bit chubby, but she's not, fat like she was in canon. And I'm to be honest, I'm a little chubby too. I ain't saying anything against fat people, but Deku basically and Deku and his mom get ready, and pretty much Deku tells his mom about the whole time, monsters and everything, and Deku's mom just says it's probably just a prank on your friends. Deku's mom opens the door, and Deku automatically says no, and too late. Inko gets spotted. Now, guys, I'm sorry, but I don't really know if I have a place for Inko in this what if. I can probably make Inko get the cure from Deku later on in the what if you don't want me to kill off Inko for good. But yeah, Inko's dead. Or she gets infected. Up to you guys. So Inko gets snatched through the door. Deku closes the door automatically behind her, trying not to get, infected too. Pretty much crying out. So we do a time skip about 8 hours later, and Deku's crying his eyes out with a katana in his left hand. Pretty much, just sad and depressed. Now, Deku hears something in the background and sees that it's mumbling and growling down the hallway from his door. Deku looks at the peephole and sees that it's a monster walking past his door. Deku, in pure shock, drops his katana like a buffoon and makes a noise attracting the monster. And the monster tries to, bang down Deku's door and punch it. Deku just steps back, and pretty much the monster steps back as well and drop kicks the door, breaking the door off of its hinges, making the door fly through the house. Deku grabs his katana and, on pure instinct, slices the zombie right between, right in the center of its body. I mean, like freaking, fatality type of move. Like, here's Johnny type of move. But, like, all the way, just ripping it apart. So, Deku steps back, and pretty much the monster falls down. And the monster tentacles in the body starts trying to, put the body back together. Deku automatically sprints out there as fast as possible, grabbing a bag that he made a couple hours ago, putting food, medical supplies, and all sorts of stuff in there. Deku sprints out of there, pretty much having this type of outfit on. Now in this universe, Deku wears bandages, try to cover up his scent, because he does, Deku in this universe does watch a lot of zombie movies. I mean, like, a lot of zombie movies. Deku's a zombie fanatic in this universe. And Deku also is a little bit taller and also a little bit more buff, so Deku can, run for a good amount of time. Like I just said a couple minutes ago in the what if. And Deku's, and then the jacket and, the jacket and bandana and pretty much pants that just from a story that Deku picked up. And Deku, this is basically just Deku's cosplay zombie outfit. And now Deku, sprints out there with his katana in his hand, in his left hand, and with his other weapons, medical supplies, food, and his double bag around his, on a sash around his, chest. Now Deku's running off, and pretty much he spots a girl being, cornered by a bunch of zombies. I mean, monsters. I'm probably just gonna call them monsters or zombies. Don't be, pressed. So Deku jumps down with the katana in his hand on, the second floor. It's not really a fall, so Deku is, good. And Deku starts, doing katana slices left and right towards these zombies or monsters, whatever. So the monsters start dodging. They give Deku a fight for his money. Start punching Deku. Starts trying to bite Deku, and Deku moves out of the way and starts, chopping zombies' heads off left and right. Deku knows is that the zombies are just trying to put themselves together slowly. And Deku grabs the girl by the arm and says to come with me. And she is Deku. Deku runs off, and pretty much they sprint off and sprint off, and they get out of the complex building, looking around. There's not any monsters around them, so they take the chance, talk. She says that my name's Uraraka Uraraka Chuck Ochaku. I'm not gonna say Ochaku Uraraka. Yeah, Ochaku Uraraka. I think that's the name. Yeah. So pretty much, she says, I was just here to visit my grandma, and then these things just start, attacking me. Now in this universe, pretty much Ochako's grandma lives in the same complex as Deku. So Deku pretty much says, well, follow me, and pretty much they sprint off. Now, Deku already has a plan in mind to go to, because Deku, since he's a zombie fanatic, he already got a place to store. He has like it's an abandoned building a couple of miles away from his complex that can, be used as a shelter. It's like very fortified, and you have to get through one entrance. Deku never found out any other entrances to get inside the building. It's only, ways to get out, not in at all. They're just one way. So Deku, basically being a smarty pants, takes Ochaku there, sets up there, and pretty much Deku already has like a whole entire set up there because it's his quiet place, and Deku goes there, not get bullied, to chill out, do stuff, pretty much, do stuff his mom doesn't, want him to do at home. So Deku has, carpets everywhere. He has beanbag chairs, fold out chairs, fold out tables, lamps, candles, torches, stuff like that. Just, a kind of like a treehouse type of setup with pictures everywhere of pro heroes. So Deku sits down, Ochaki sits down, and she says, so what is this place? Your house or something? He says, no, it's my quiet place. It's sort of like my treehouse, but it's a broken down, abandoned military. It's a broken down, abandoned, pretty much, military base. So this is basically a military base, but everything's been taken out of it. It's no longer being used, and the military just forgot about it altogether. Now it's pretty much one entrance, and that entrance is like a huge, like 2 feet thick, titanium door. Like you can't break through that shit. Sorry guys, sorry for my language. You can't break through that. You can't break through it. Like you can't. You can't. Like only that door would give All Might a run for his money. Like that door is thick, but Deku doesn't lock it, and plus it doesn't have a lock on it. So Deku has to put like a chain or like a barricade thing on it to keep it closed. So yeah. So Deku starts talking to Ochaku, and we switch off to our other story. It's gonna be 3 stories in this what if. We switch to our other story in Shigaraki's expected. Kirishima's view of the story. So Kirishima's in his apartment complex, running down the hallway with his friend Denki. In this universe, Denki is Kirishima's neighbor. And they're running down their complex, and they see a bunch of monsters, like 2 or 3 monsters following them at full speed. Denki starts shooting electricity to them, and Bakugo, Kirishima starts making his fingers hardening, breaking, uh, making noise but not behind him, making, the monsters confused because the three monsters that were chasing them down are blind. So Kirishima is just, uh, pretty much switching them up. So, pretty much we would time skip a couple of days later, and we get the Kirishima's type of perspective. Now, Kirishima has, his red hair, but it's slicked down, like a spiky type of bang look, like in this picture. And Kirishima also has, these bandages and blood all around his fist, because he is punching zombies down to his smithereens, with his hardening quirk. He pretty much just wears this type of outfit around. So, pretty much, Kirishima being Kirishima is at a, abandoned supermarket, like a small market with Denki. Now, Denki is basically in his, hero costume, but, it's just a blank, black leather jacket with a white shirt, and his pants are just, blank black pants, and he also has pretty much a black version of Deku's red, iconic shoes. So, Deku, we still track to Deku with Ochaku, and pretty much Deku is in, on one of his, sofas in his, abandoned place he's in, and pretty much sitting down. Deku wakes up, nightmaring, having nightmares about his mom being, taken and snatched through the door, not knowing what really happened to his mom. Deku already, made up his mind thinking that she's, infected or she's just, dead. Hopefully knowing that she's dead because she doesn't want, her to be one of those monsters. So Deku gets up from his bed and pretty much is looking around. So Deku sees Ochaku on the other side of his room and gets up. So Ochaku wakes up. Deku says, time to eat or something. Now Deku did get enough food for about him for the last about 5 weeks, but is able to last two people for about 4 weeks. So Deku pretty much starts sharing his rations with Ochaku, pretty much opening one can of beans each, heating it up. Now Deku does have electricity. Deku electricity works on, what was it? Deku did make a custom windmill connected to the military base. So Deku does get electricity. It's just dependent on 3 windmills connected in the west, south, and east area around his, place. So Deku basically, heats up the beans, gives them to each other, and pretty much eats them. So Deku, is thinking about what he's gonna do because this apocalypse. This is totally the apocalypse. Deku is thinking in his head, knowing that most likely this is the apocalypse. Just thinking about it. So Deku, pretty much blinks his eyes, and we go to Todoroki's perspective of the apocalypse. So Todoroki is basically in his house, fortified up. His house is fortified, but his mom in this universe is already dead. She's already dead, okay? Because the hospital she was at got overrun by monsters, and she got bit, or mostly monstered up, and ripped to shreds. Now Kirishima, Todoroki's father is actually still alive. He's not a monster. So Todoroki's father Endeavor is just in his room thinking about what he's gonna do, and there's no signal and how they're gonna beat this. So we switch back to Deku, and Deku's walking down the forest trail that's connected to his military um base thing, his hangout area, and pretty much starts hunting something because he knows that food rations ain't gonna last him that long. Only about 2 weeks. Deku's off a little bit by 2 more weeks, but Deku Deku did make a custom arrow because, yet again, Deku is a zombie and apocalyptic fanatic. So Deku got everything that he can make. Now Deku has a custom bow, takes out an arrow and a bow, and starts, aiming. Deku sees a deer, and, takes a shot. Now in this universe, deers can't be infected by the zombie virus, but they can be eaten by, monsters. So Deku runs over there, grabs the deer's corpse, takes it back to the place, skins it, and, starts eating it. So they throw away the skin. They don't really throw it away, they just wash it, scrape off the skin that's connected to the fur, pretty much, trying to make clothing, in case, their clothing gets too bloody for them to wear. The Deku already made, a type of, cloak made out of the deer's, fur, and just throws it down, not really knowing what to do with it, but just, trying to, not really, get near that much. Now, Deku ain't gonna wear that off the bat. It's just stupid. I didn't really know what I'm gonna do with that. But you guys can go in the comments and ask me what Deku's gonna really do with that. He probably ain't gonna be wearing it. So Deku being Deku, is walking down, the forest area again, trying to look for, some signs of life, of human life. Deku's walking in the forest, and he bumps into a familiar blonde-haired boy, Bakugo. So, pretty much, Deku sees Bakugo there, and Bakugo has a machete in his hand, and pretty much tells Deku to back up. Deku backs up and pretty much says, Bakugo? Is that you? I thought you'd be dead already. Bakugo says, what's that supposed to mean? And Deku says, lower your tone, dude. We're in this forest and it's a zombie apocalypse. Are you an idiot for yelling? Bakugo says, whatever, nerd. Where have you been living? Are you just in the forest running around? Deku says, no, I have a base here. Bakugo says, a base, deep in the forest in the zombie apocalypse. Kind of smart for a nerd. So Deku pretty much takes Bakugo back to the base where, Ochaku is sharpening Deku's katana. Now Deku gets to the base, shows off, Bakugo to Ochaku, and Ochaku says, who's this? Bakugo says, hey, I'm Bakugo Katsuki, or whatever his name is, I don't know. So yeah, I'm Bakugo, well, I'm Deku's bully. Deku says, well, he was my friend, but, he sort of bullied me after he found out I was quirkless. Now, Ochaku already knows Deku's quirkless, because Deku already told her that when they had their talk, when they switched to Kirishima's side of the story. So, Deku, being Deku, tells Bakugo, to, chill out, and pretty much get ready to, get on and move on. We're still going to be living here, but we're going to find, other people. So Bakugo says, whatever, nerd, and pretty much, walks off with Deku. Now they're running off, and Bakugo still has his trusty, machete, and Deku has a spiked up bat, his katana, and his pocket knife. So Deku is walking down, the street, and they get stopped by a huge, All Might big monster, aka All Might monster, or All Might zombie. Now, Deku automatically just booked it. Baku looks behind himself and sees Deku just gone. Just gone. Deku had a fight or flight moment. He just booked it. He didn't look back. He didn't do anything. He just booked it. He just left Bakugo there. He wasn't dealing with any of that. So Bakugo automatically followed Deku's example and ran. Because they can't fight an All Might powered zombie slash monster with 4 arms. Yeah, I'm giving All Might 4 arms. As also he's a monster, meaning that he can't get tired and he can't die. So he's basically OP. OP. So pretty much Deku runs back to the base. All Might can't follow them because they ran real fast. So they got to the base, they closed it down, they barricaded the doors, and pretty much Deku and Bakugo sit down, scared as freak, saying that, was that a All Might monster? Deku says, yeah, you wonder why I ran so fast. So pretty much we switch back to Todoroki's side of the story, and Todoroki's walking down the street, because he ain't really walking down the street, he's just walking down the, pretty much, forest area behind his house, his mansion, his greenhouse, connected to his house. So Deku, we switch back to Deku in his house, or his, fortified place, pretty much, talking to each other, saying, like, what are we gonna do, and saying that this house is pretty, good, but what if a bunch of zombies corner us down, like, what are we gonna do? Bakugo says, we can just flood this place, like, it ain't really nothing serious. Deku saying, this is the best hideout we can possibly have. It's secluded in the forest, and also, it's a lot, it's warm. First of all, it's fortified, and second of all, it's blended into the forest. So pretty much, Deku, being Deku, pretty much mumbles, thinking of a plan if, the monsters or the zombies find them in their base. And, we're gonna switch off that and go to Todoroki's story from now on. Now, Todoroki is in his greenhouse, pretty much looking around and sees wings in the distance. Like, not, bat wings, just, bird wings with spikes on the tips of them. Todoroki, peeps his hole out, because, like, it's a hole in the green room, and Todoroki just puts his eye through it. Todoroki looks in it, and he sees some sort of winged man in there. Todoroki says, why are you there? And opens the door to his green room. And pretty much the man gets up, because the man was on his knees, and the man gets up and looks towards Todoroki. And Todoroki sees the man's eyes are completely gone. They're just red. They're just red eyes. And the man has huge tusk for canine teeth. Just, his jaw is huge. And pretty much, Todoroki being Todoroki, uses a huge amount of ice, freezing the man solid. Todoroki automatically closes the green door, shuts it, locks it, runs to his house, locks the green door connecting to the house, and pretty much tells his dad and his siblings, and they get ready. Now, in this universe, Dabi is actually still living with the Todoroki family. After the whole entire apocalypse, Dabi, told himself to be Todoroki, he's a Todoroki, blah, blah, blah. And pretty much, Endeavor took him in because, come on, it's an apocalypse. Like, you don't have time for grudges. So Deku, Todoroki. Todoroki sits down, pretty much they get ready, and they get started, getting trained up. Now, Todoroki just uses one of his, just takes one of his old family heirloom katanas as a weapon. Dabi just takes a quirk-powered flamethrower. Just pretty much, Dabi just puts his hand on the handle of the flamethrower, and the flamethrower absorbs the flames Dabi makes from his hand, and shoots out bigger flames. And also, pretty much the Todoroki's sister, she just uses a pocket knife and a machete, kind of like Bakugo. Now, Endeavor, he doesn't use any weapons; he just uses his fire. So, but Todoroki being Todoroki, just slides one grenade in the back pocket of his father, just telling him that as they leave the place, seeing that as monsters are getting closer to their house. Now, they're seeing that houses near them are getting overrun by zombies. So guys, I'm gonna leave off from this story, this side of the story, and you can decide what happens to Todoroki's family and see where they go. Now, eventually, I will be putting all these stories together and make them all come together to fight the maximum monster, aka All Might monster. But yeah, guys. So let's end off the story. So I ended off Todoroki. Let's get to Deku. Now Deku pretty much goes to sleep that night with Bakugo and Ochaku, mostly Ochaku, and pretty much they go to sleep. So we get to Bakugo. Bakugo just goes to sleep with Deku and Ochaku, and we get to Kirishima and Denki's story. Denki goes to sleep in the their market. In this universe, they did use this market does have wood, so they did pit wood together to close up the windows to make sure the light doesn't illuminate from it, so zombies or monsters don't get attracted towards it. And also they did they did have guns at the supermarket and pocket knives up display, so they did use those as weapons. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave it off here. See you guys later for part 2. And I hope you guys enjoyed this what if. And guys, I will be including more. And if you guys want me to include more stories of how the zombie apocalypse went down for other, UA students. Now guys, you can tell me what should happen in the next story of Denki's and Kirishima's story, or Bakugo's story, and Deku and Oshaka's story, or Todoroki's family story. So, guys, go in the comments, ask me who should I include next in part 2, and what should happen next. So, guys, see you guys later. Have a great day, and also, as you guys should all know, I always do a quest. So, guys, I will be opening a quest video later on tonight. So, see you guys later. Bye. Deuces.